So yeah, we have this text, we have another button, and we have the illustration to the side. So let's go and start styling that right in HTML. So we're going to go under this nav bar. So we have a wrapper class that kind of wraps the entire site. So we're going to go under this nav bar and just create like a new div, right? And this is where our landing page would be, right? So I'm just going to put a class here and just call this class land, right? Because this is where the text and everything would be in. So let's look at the style again. So we have like an H1, we have like a P tag, and we have like a button, right? Then we have an illustration to the right. This everything here is inside a div, obviously, and this is its own div. So that's just how we're going to style it, right? So let's start by designing like a div, right? This is where our H1 will be and our P tag, right, and our button. So let's have that real quick, and we're going to have another div, and this will just be where our illustration would be, and we would use SVG for the illustration, just so it looks like really clear and really sharp. So let's copy this text, right, and we're just going to paste this text right here. Let's copy this text and we're just going to paste it right here. Then for the button, what does it say? Contact us. Let's copy this and we're going to paste it right here. So for the illustration, right, we're going to use SVG. So I'm just going to add a class here, just call it illustration, and we're going to use the SVG of this, right? So SVG is a little messy, right, to work with, but generally if you put it inside a div and wrap it properly, you should be good. So let's just save this SVG. So the SVG is saved. So what we're going to do is we're going to open it. So we have it right here, right? So a lot of people attach SVG as like an image. If you're going to use an SVG, you might as well use the actual SVG, but I mean, I can understand why they may want to attach it as an image. So let's open our stuff. So the SVG should be here. So this is the SVG. So yeah, guys, this is why I say it's very messy working with an SVG. So you know what, we're going to attach it as an image because I don't want to deal with that right now. But generally, when I work with SVGs, I copy them and I paste them like right where you are putting this image tag. I generally paste my SVGs. So let's change the SVG name. Let's change the name. Let's just make it co-working.svg. Cool. So we're gonna go back here. I'm just gonna say co-working.svg. Alright, so let's save this and kind of see what that looks like. Get out of my face. See guys, isn't this so cool? So our design is almost like coming together, right? So obviously all this isn't really styled, but we're gonna style it right now. Alright, obviously you already know what we have to do. Open our inspect tool, and this is the land, and this is our div, and this is our other div. So we're going to make this land a flex as well because we love flex. Display flex, you know, flex makes our life easy, guys. And okay, so we have the flex, and you know, obviously we need to add some margin top because it's too close to the top nav. So we're going to add a margin top of like, let's say 30 pixels. No, we actually need more than that, like 80 pixels. All right, cool. So we can see the margin right there separates those two. So we're going to look at, so now this is where the beauty of working with Figma comes into play, right? So on Figma, you can just go right here to your design, scroll up to the code, and then it generates the code for you. Like, you don't have to copy the positioning. All you need is like this. Now we don't have this font installed, right? So it will probably not work as we expect, but if we had the font installed, it would just look like we expect. But anyways, see that, right? Real quick. So we're going to do the same thing for this text. So this helps us with the colors, the fonts, the font size, even though a lot of times we may have to still tweak the font size a bit, but copying it from Figma straight to your code just makes it so much more easy, because like you don't have to copy it yourself. So as you can see, guys, one thing I really have to like point out real quick is that we can see that this text is kind of wider, right, than our design. So it has more width than our design. You know, our design text is like you know, it's like it has like less width, right? It's like yeah, so we need to like fix that real quick, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to look at this div, right? This div that has like the text and everything, and we're going to give it a width of, let's say, 40%. Let's make that like 50%, kind of. Cool. All right. Then for the illustration, we don't want it close to the text. Actually, we want it on the other end, so we can actually go ahead and add a justify space between, like this. Cool. All right, so let's kind of, we need to add some more styles to this. Okay, this has a margin for some weird reason, so we need to remove that margin 0. I think the P also has one. Wow, I almost forgot that HTML comes with with a lot of default styles, because I use Vue.js now, and I think they clear a lot of other styles from the jump, and I don't really have to like deal with it, but it's crazy. It's crazy. All right, so we have cleared the styles. Now, as you may have noticed, these two are no more aligned. This is aligned to the top, and we have seen this problem like 3 times now. We're gonna do the same thing. So we're gonna go to this flex, and we're gonna say item align item center, so that makes sure they are centered. So now obviously the H1 text and the P text are too close, so we're gonna go to the P, and we're gonna add margin top of 10 pixels. 10, it's 10. Okay, let's see, 15 maybe. All right, cool. So let's close this and kind of appreciate the design real quick. So yeah, guys, you know, how do you guys feel? If you're feeling along with this, I'm sure you feel very proud of yourself, because you now officially know how to build a website, or at least a landing page. Even if a lot of the stuff aren't yet done, you know, if you follow this tutorial to this point, you know, like, you've done a pretty awesome job so far. So let's style some more things. So this text, I think, is too small. I'm going to increase this text size. I'm going to style the button, and I'm going to copy all the styles into the code. And I think I'll do like a bonus of probably adding the fonts from Google Fonts, but that may be a bonus at the end. So I'm going to increase this style, and you know what we're going to do? We're going to add a width to this P. So we don't want the P to be full width because it's kind of it's competing with the H, for hierarchy, and we don't want that. So we're going to just make it 80%. So as you can see, it kind of pushes the P. So we can see the width has been shrunk by 80%, right? So it pushes the P down a little bit. So we're going to style this button. So the button is going to have almost the same styles with this. So we're just going to come here and just copy like everything, right? We're just going to copy everything. And we're going to come back here. And we're just going to paste that. Right, and we're going to add a margin top so we can make some space in between the P tag and the button. And obviously I think we need to add some font size to the button as well, but let's add the margin top of, let's say, 10 pixels. Let's add a font size because the button size is font is a little bit small. Let's make it 20 pixels. Yeah, 20 pixels looks cool. I'm going to increase this margin a little bit. And now one other thing I want to show you guys is that the amount of space between the AI text and this illustration is a little bit too much. So what we're going to do is we're going to come over to the illustration tag and we're going to say margin left, right? I'm going to say minus 30 pixels. Wait, that didn't work, right? That didn't work. So I'm trying to figure out how to kind of like push margin left minus 30 pixels. It's showing, but it's not pushing it. Let's see. So I was trying to see how to like pull this like backwards. I'm sure I could figure it out. I'm probably making a mistake somewhere in the code, but yeah, this is how this journey looks like right now. So I'm going to show you guys how to import a font with Google. So whenever you're designing, generally speaking, you need to be aware of your fonts, and it's always best to use Google fonts because it makes it easy for you to download the fonts to your design. So if you're using like a custom like Behance or like Dribble font that is not on Google fonts, it's going to be hard to import the font into your website, and a lot of times it makes your site slower. So we're going to look for this font. Actually, this font I'm using, I first saw it on Google Fonts. Like I was going to Google Fonts, I was looking for a cool like rounded fonts, and I saw the fonts here. All right, so there's a font right here, right? So we need the bold. Where's the place to install the font, guys? All right, so we need like the bold, we need the medium, we need the regular. I think that's all we'll use so far because we don't want the font to be too much. And if you just go here, Google gives us the class link. So all you have to do is actually just copy this. Actually, go to your HTML head where you put your CSS, and you can just add this maybe before the CSS. It doesn't really matter. So if you save this right now, if you go to the site, oh my god, I didn't save my styles, guys. I didn't save my styles. Wow. Let me see, is the font loading? This sucks. See what I'm saying, guys? You have to always remember to save your styles, but it doesn't really matter. We're gonna do this again. So as you can see, it's showing the actual font now, the font that we actually want to use. So isn't that cool? So I'm just gonna speed code through everything since I've already explained it before. So display flex, justify, space between, align, space between, align items, center. What else did we do here? Margin top. Like how many did we use? Like 80. Okay, 80 pixels. We did put a width here, right? We did put a width of like 50%. Yeah. Actually, now we have the font. I think I'm going to make the width a little bit more. Yeah, I'm going to make it 55 just because I think it looks better like that. And we're going to remove the margin from this. If it has any padding, we're going to remove the padding as well. Padding 0. So yeah, this looks cool. I'm going to remember to copy the class this time. So I'm going to take this, same thing, go to the P. I'm going to paste. See how cool the fonts makes the design look. I'm going to say 80%. We're going to remove the margin. I'm going to add our own margin. Margin top, 10 pixels, probably more, 15 pixels. Button, we're going to start the button. Now I think I'm going to copy this button text because I kind of want the button to look like this. So I copy the text, the font size from the design. So let's paste that. And now let's copy the button like padding and color from here. And let's paste that. The button didn't go invisible. I just changed the font color to white. So that's why you can't see it. So we're going to add a margin top to the button. Margin top. 15 pixels. Probably more. I like to keep my margins and paddings at even numbers, or at least in like 5s, so like 25, like 30, 35. I hate like 21 or something like that. It's probably weird, but alright, so let's kind of see how this looks. So guys, you can see, it looks a lot like the design, right? Just because of the font. We changed the font. So we need to change these classes. But before that, I need to save these styles because I'm not going to freaking lose these styles again. So this is the land, right? The class name for that is land. So it's like the landing page. So land. You can name your classes anything you want, but as you can see, I like to be creative with my class names. So for this one, I'm going to put a class here called copy. I'm going to add a class called copy, and I'm going to just use that for the width. Even though I could have done inline styles, I don't want to do inline styles. So I'm just going to come here. As you can see, I'm going to add. So here I'm going to add that class called copy right here. Right. So now I can now style copy.h1. Right. I can style copy.h1. I can style copy.p. I can style copy.b. So it makes it easy. So copy.h1. Now this is going to style the h1. So I'm going to copy everything here. I'm sure this video is long as hell. I'm going to copy the P. Let's see, I didn't copy the, so let's say copy the P. I'm going to paste that, and yeah, I didn't copy the F properly. And we're going to do the last one, copy the button. And we're going to change the menu. We're going to add some classes to guys, I don't know what the fuck I just did. Copy dot button. Yeah, I think that's all. So before I save, actually, let's style. I don't want this font weight to me feels a little too thick, but I don't think I copied like a lighter font than this from the. I didn't copy like a lighter font from the Google stuff. So let's copy the text from this and let's style our menu allies. So let's go to the menu. So in the allies, we can actually style just the A's as well. So all the menu A's, we can add this text. Yeah, so it makes it bolder. We can reduce this size a little bit, maybe to 15. So I'm just going to copy this into the 8 styles right now. So menu right here. So I'm going to delete this because I copied everything. Menu.a. Then for the button as well, I'm going to copy this button fonts. And I'm going to put those same fonts here. And I'm going to save. Hopefully my design doesn't mess up. Let's see. Let's save this as well. I think everything is saved. And yeah, I think I should have gone for the regular fonts from the Google fonts. I don't think I got regular. Nope, I didn't. I got regular cubics, which I didn't want. So actually I'm going to remove this and add this because I kind of want my design to look perfect. Alright, let's paste that properly. So that should give us the regular font size. Yeah, it did. So as you can see, all of this are regular size. So this is the landing page really quick. Hope you guys loved this video. If you do, please subscribe. I'm going to be sharing more content like this. I hope to share more content like this. I hope to inspire more designers to code, because there's a debate, you know, going around whether designers should code or whatever. Like, was this hard, guys? Like, really? Like, was this hard? Like, anyone can code, guys. So hope this inspires you to learn how to code. And yeah, subscribe if you want to be a 10x designer and you actually want to learn how to code. And yeah, talk to you guys later. Bye.